Great. Hi, everyone. This is our project for practical data science, and we looked at car crashes in Pittsburgh in terms of college students, bars, and severe accidents using data from Allegheny County to do so. And some of the main things that we found are that one, pedestrian accidents decrease slightly in the summer, but they rise when college students come back. So when you come to college in September, October, be sure to be careful when you're walking to school or wherever. Many accidents happen within 1 mile of bars, and many of those accidents do involve alcohol, especially on the weekends. So if you're driving around a bar, especially on Friday night, Saturday night, be extra careful and never drink and drive. And alcohol is responsible for more severe accidents than cell phones and drugs combined. So definitely be careful and drive and drink responsibly. And now we're going to look at some of these factors in a little more detail.
So the first question we wanted to answer was, how are the presence of college students in Pittsburgh associated with more car accidents? So we first took all the car accidents and then grouped them by month and color coded them by when school is in session or not. And we didn't find any increase in car accidents for the months that college is in session. The only thing we found was an influx in accidents in the winter months, which could be due to severe winter weather in general. The second thing we looked at was bike and pedestrian involved accidents. And then we did the same thing we did for accidents in general, where we color coded by the months when students are in college. For bike accidents, we found an influx in the summer months when students are not in college. But for pedestrian accidents, we found less accidents in the summer and a little bit more accidents when students are in session. This could be due to accidents involving pedestrians, which could be students walking back and forth to classes. So the last thing we looked at was the coordinates of all the crashes relative to the 5 major colleges in Pittsburgh. And with that, we found that there were a lot of crashes near Point Park University and Duquesne University. But it should also be noted that Point Park and Duquesne are located in downtown Pittsburgh. So that could be like a major factor in the number of crashes in those locations.
All right, so the next thing we looked at, kind of along the lines of where pedestrian and bicycle accidents are happening, is how are accidents associated with proximity to bars? And we found that most accidents do happen close to bars. So the median accident distance from a bar on the weekend is 1,180 meters, which is 0.73 miles. But then on weekdays, that distance is a little further for the median accident distance, which is 1,289 meters or 0.8 miles. So there's about 100-ish meters difference. So most accidents do happen within 1 mile of a bar. We found that 7,135 accidents, this is all just from 2019, happen within 1 mile of a bar, but 5,086 accidents happen further than 1 mile away from the bar. So if you're driving in kind of a crowded area, popular area, places where there are bars, be extra careful because there are a lot of accidents happening in those areas. Higher percentages of accidents on the weekend within 1 mile of a bar involve alcohol. So to do this, we looked at accidents that just happen on the weekend and accidents that happen within 1 mile of a bar. So on the weekend, 13.4% of accidents that occurred within 1 mile of a bar did involve alcohol, so like a drunk driver. But on the weekdays, that percentage did shrink to only 6.2%. Showing that on the weekends, there's more people out who are driving irresponsibly. And so you do need to be extra careful when driving in those areas on Friday, Saturday, or even Sunday nights. All right.
So the last question we looked at was, we wanted to explore which factors were associated with the most severe accidents. So the first thing we did was we grouped the accidents by 3 different age ranges. And filtered to see accidents where the driver was impaired, because we wanted to see which age range was associated with the most impaired accidents. And with that, we found that the age range 21 to 49-year-olds had the highest percentage of impaired drivers involved in accidents. This could be due to 21 to 49-year-olds having the most ages which can legally drink. And the second thing we did was we looked at the number of accidents which were marked as severe, and we also looked at that by our 3 different age ranges. For that, we found that the 50+ age group had the most severe accidents, which could possibly be due to that age group being the most prone to injury, just because they're the oldest age group. And then the last thing we did was we looked at the causes of the accidents themselves, and we found that alcohol was associated with the most severe accidents, between alcohol, cell phones, drugs, and other category. But yeah, that was our finding for that.
So overall, the key takeaways of what we looked at over crashes in Pittsburgh. Number 1 is pedestrians need to be extra careful when college starts, especially for college students in Point Park or downtown, because influx of students more likely to get hit by cars, so just be extra careful. Also, cyclists need to be extra careful in the summer. The weather's nice, you're out biking, but just be careful because the roads can be a dangerous place.
Our second key takeaway was be extra careful when driving on the weekend in areas that are within 1 mile of a bar, because many accidents happen in those areas, whether due to drinking and driving or just being more crowded areas in general.
And lastly, don't drink and drive ever. It's bad. Alcohol is associated with the most severe accidents, even more so than cell phones or drugs, which are things that you think would also be associated with a lot of severe accidents. So always drink and drive responsibly. And that's it. Thank you.